The sun-kissed canals of Venice were abuzz with excitement as Sarah and Alex's wedding day finally arrived. The air was alive with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the sound of laughter echoed through the historic streets. It was supposed to be a day of pure joy, a celebration of love and commitment in one of the world's most romantic cities. As guests began to arrive at the picturesque St. Mark's Basilica, the atmosphere grew electric with anticipation. Sarah, looking stunning in her custom-made designer gown, beamed with happiness as she exchanged vows with Alex, who couldn't take his eyes off his bride. The ceremony was a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity, with personalized touches that reflected the couple's unique love story. But beneath the surface of this idyllic scene, a sinister plot was unfolding. Unbeknownst to the happy couple and their guests, a complex web of deceit had been spun by someone close to them. It started with small, seemingly insignificant details, a misplaced gift, an unexpected phone call, a faintly raised eyebrow in conversation. As the day wore on and the celebrations reached their peak, the unsuspecting couple was about to face a disaster that would shatter their happiness forever. A chain reaction of events had been set in motion, triggered by the smallest mistake, but with catastrophic consequences. The very people they trusted most were hiding secrets that would soon turn this joyous occasion into a nightmare. Sarah and Alex's wedding day would become a turning point in their lives, one that would test the strength of their love and push them to confront the darkest corners of human nature. What was meant to be a celebration of their union would ultimately reveal the darker side of those closest to them, leaving behind a trail of devastation and heartbreak. The happy couple had no idea that their dream wedding day was on the brink of disaster. But as the evening wore on, the shadows cast by deceit and betrayal would begin to darken the streets of Venice, casting a shadow over the joyous celebration. The saddest shoot after you be by a evening of waves. I is I believe is well, well, As the sun rose over the canals of Venice, Italy, the excitement was palpable. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives, the lavish wedding celebration of Sarah and Alex, surrounded by friends and family in this picturesque town famous for its romance and beauty. The couple had been planning this day for months, poring over every detail from the exquisite Italian menu to the ornate decorations adorning the historic villa where the ceremony would take place. The wedding party had begun to arrive early that morning, buzzing with anticipation. Sarah's bridesmaids, her sister Emily and best friend Rachel, were setting up the finishing touches on the floral arrangements, while Alex's groomsmen, including his brother Michael and cousin Jack, were making their way to the bar for a pre-ceremony cocktail. Meanwhile, Sarah was getting ready in her hotel room with her mother, sipping champagne and taking final phone calls from guests arriving late. As 10 approached, the villa began to fill with guests, including close friends of the couple, some of whom had traveled from as far away as New York and London. The ceremony was set to begin at 11 sharp, but just as things were about to kick off, a commotion erupted outside. A loud shout pierced the air, followed by a flurry of panicked voices. It seemed that something was amiss, as something seems. As the sun began to set over the tranquil canals of Venice, the wedding party made their way to the grand reception hall, a majestic estate nestled among the city's historic buildings. The atmosphere was electric, with champagne flowing and laughter filling the air. Sarah and Alex exchanged tender glances as they shared their first dance as husband and wife. But beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic celebration, a sinister plot was unfolding. It started with small inconsistencies in the couple's behavior: Alex increasing irritability, Sarah occasional disappearances during the festivities. Their friends and family dismissed these anomalies as pre-wedding jitters or mere fatigue from the excitement. However, it wasn't until hours later that the true extent of their deception became apparent. As guests began to arrive at the reception, they noticed a subtle yet disturbing change in Alex's demeanor. His eyes seemed sunken, his skin pale, and an air of desperation clung to him like a shroud. Rumors swirled that Alex had been experiencing health problems leading up to the wedding, but he had kept them hidden from the public eye. Insiders claimed he had been struggling with a rare condition, one that would render him unable to perform even the most basic physical tasks without suffering severe consequences. As investigators later pieced together the events of that fateful night, they discovered a shocking web of deceit and manipulation. It appeared Alex's struggles were not just physical but also financial. The couple had accumulated massive debts, fueled by Alex's lavish spending and Sarah's increasingly desperate attempts to keep their lifestyle afloat. Their friends began to question whether this wedding was truly a celebration or an elaborate ruse to conceal a darker reality. The once peaceful evening had now given way to whispers of betrayal and suspicion, setting the stage for a catastrophic event that would leave nothing but devastation in its wake. As the investigation into Sarah and Alex's wedding catastrophe continues to unravel, a more sinister narrative begins. It appears that the groom, Alex, had been leading a double life, hiding a secret so heinous it would ultimately seal his fate. His affair with a young woman named Sofia, a former employee of the wedding planner, has been revealed as a key factor in the tragic events that transpired. According to eyewitness accounts, Alex's behavior became increasingly erratic in the days leading up to the wedding, sparking concerns among those close to him. His fiancée, Sarah, was reportedly oblivious to his infidelity, but sources suggest she may have had suspicions. The question on everyone's mind is, did Alex's deceit lead to the tragic outcome? The role of Sofia, a 25-year-old waitress who worked at a local restaurant in Venice, has raised more questions than answers. Her testimony has been inconsistent, and some even speculate that she may have been complicit in Alex's schemes. But what drove this young woman to participate in such a reckless plan? Was it money, revenge, or something more sinister? The fact that Sofia had direct access to the wedding planning team raises red flags. Did she manipulate the events from behind the scenes, using her insider knowledge to orchestrate the disaster? The investigation will undoubtedly continue to probe these questions, but one thing is certain: Nothing about this case has been as it seemed.